But we have a little bit of Doctor Who news. Just when you think it can't get worse in terms of how bad RTD screwed up, here we go. Somebody cornered him in an interview this week and got him to admit he had no idea whether Billy Piper is the Doctor after that whole regeneration scene.
Wait.
This makes me feel like he filmed his season, whatever, did his thing, and then they decided to do the last minute reshoots and add Billy Piper, and he wasn't involved in that. That's what this screams of, is that somebody else was making this last minute crazy decision that he wasn't involved in. I don't know if that's true, but you've got to believe that you can't be involved in making this scene and not have any idea what it means.
Well, but Jed, go back to your original thought process of that whole entire season being completely that episode being completely recreated, reshot, and it was probably all last minute. That might have been BBC coming down here, say, hey, we need to try to at least, end this and then get some sort of interest in this. And he just threw it together and didn't know. Just legitimately didn't know. But if you don't know, then what's the answer? You're the showrunner.
If anybody knows, you are the one person who should know first.
And to answer the question by Belinda Scandal on your Manchester regarding what role Billy Piper is playing the 15th Doctor's generation, RTD couldn't be pressed to give details on attentions. I have no idea. He said while shrugging and refusing to elaborate.
He has no idea.
No idea. R.I.P. Doctor Who. It is dead.
So
it is done.
Now there are ways that this reveal or like the not knowing where it's going to go could be played well. Like if we saw footage of it and he said, "Oh, who knows what Billy Piper is going to be? Who knows what's going to happen next?" Ooh, like if it had been something like that, you could believe, okay, he's playing coy to drum up interest. That makes sense. But just saying, I have no idea. Any chance that this was just a throwaway comment and kind of funny playing coy is gone.
Well, like I watching a lot of RTD's things, you can see him go like, well, I have no idea. I feel like this is him trying to say, listen, if we don't get us next season, you'll never know if she's the Doctor or not. We need that next season, guys. Give us that next season. Come on, we can show you if she's Doctor.
By saying shrugging, that's like a dismissive thing.
Yeah. Well, it really depends on. I need to see the action and.
Well, I don't think it was. It wasn't filmed. He was obviously just like cornered and asked this. But
I would need to see because shrugging could be like, I don't know.
But this whole thing screams of the lack of a plan. But Jed asked me this earlier. He said he asked me this earlier. Did RTD have a plan for his final season Doctor 2? Apparently he did. RTD wanted to move away from very straight, masculine, and testosterone-y sci-fi.
Well, and the fans moved away from Doctor Who.
In the same interview, I think it was just like nudging by 1% in that direction to the LGBT side this time around. But it's 2025, and you have to look at it, what the others are doing, since fiction franchises are very straight, very masculine, very testosterone-y, and so that's where Doctor Who can fill a space by being super gay.
Well, I mean, you're not the one that did that, RTD. I get that that's what you wanted to do, but you didn't do that to the Doctor. That was all Chimballs that did that. You just further pushed it.
He just quadrupled down on it and said, "Hell, here, hold my beer. I'm gonna cast this."
You think this gay man drinks a beer? He said, "Hold my Cosmo."
I'll show you guys, gay. Here's the man I just had sex with.
And that's true. We walked him out on the red carpet at the BAFTAs and said, "Here he is.
Here's my new twink boyfriend."
Exactly. This man right here, this gay Rwandan, was your Doctor. So
Still
he
trying
did
to
have a
out
plan.
Who was the top and who was the bottom in that relationship?
She's the top. She's totally
no.
the top.
I was talking about between RTD and Shooty.
Okay. I mean, she'll happily strap on him because.
Well, yeah, abs. And
no, she doesn't need to. She's got the nose.
Oh, boy, it is. So for him to outright say our plan was to make this as gay as possible proves he didn't care about telling a real Doctor Who story anymore. He cared about pushing his warped, radical alphabet mafia agenda onto people so that he could make it his now and ruin it forever out of some weird hatred of something that he helped rescue 20 years ago, literally 20 years ago, right now. It's sad. But you know what's not surprising at this? I don't know if you guys saw this. I spotted this last night. Doctor Who is officially leaving HBO Max on July 1st. Huge Doctor Who library now up for streaming grabs.
This makes me very happy. I have it all on physical media. At least New Who.
Well, what I'm saying, though, is that I don't think there's a bidding war out there for this.
There might be a bidding war because what HBO has right now is from everything with Eccleston.
It's through Jodie. They don't have any Jodie, but it's through Jodie.
That would find Classic Who on Tubi and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. So this would actually be something that I could see Disney trying to do a bidding war for because they have Shooty.
But I'm saying, what bidding war? No one's going to bid for this.
If they decided to renew for season 3, Disney did, I could see them trying to get all this just to put it all together. But HBO Max, it does well for them. People, watch it on HBO Max. I watched it a lot on HBO Max. The problem is, though, they market it all on their site with Jodie Who. They don't know any better, so it could be a lot better. So I could see some people being willing to take it off their hands, but not in any sort of bidding war way. Just like, hey, do you have an offer for it, or do you want us to make an offer? Sure, I'll throw something your way.
If somebody takes it, they're just going to take it with nobody contesting.
I still think that there will potentially be a bidding war just because, yes, you have Jodie Whittaker there. Jodie Whittaker really puts down the value of that, but you also have all the other stuff, like all the really, really, really good New Who stuff is all wrapped up in there. I could see a bunch of people actually trying to fight for that one just because Eccleston.
I don't know if the corporate people know better to know what they want.
They might just look at the numbers of the past 5 years and say, wow, there's no.
That's what I mean. Like, if there was a real fan of one of these studios who could have some influence, I could see someone trying to get up through Capaldi. But yeah, I don't know how many corporate people who make these decisions will look past the recent streaming numbers to make a decision.
That might be fair.
Yeah. And I don't think Disney has the money to take it.
Well, like, even if we're going to be fair, like, it would make most sense that Disney takes it. I don't think they...
That would make sense. Yeah.
Keep it all together.
I don't think they want it. I don't think they want to have anything to do with this because I don't remember if it was you, Jed, or if I was listening to it from, like, Gary. I think the big reason they got involved with Doctor Who in the beginning was for their back catalog. But because their back catalog is just thrown about through so many different back channels and stuff, they couldn't get the back catalog correctly. So they got a new catalog.
Disney thought they were buying the back catalog. They accidentally funded the new season. That would be hilarious.
And think about it like this. This isn't part of Shooty Who right here. Because Disney owns Shooty Who because they sink money into it. So if you're ever going to air Shooty Who, you have to work out a licensing deal with Disney because that's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, those would be separate deals, and I don't know how many streaming services would want the hassle of that.
Yeah, and when we say Shooty Who, we mean everything from the 60th forward. So
I hope it goes back to Netflix, honestly. I know we have strong opinions on Netflix, especially with the original stuff, but Netflix is partially responsible for Doctor Who becoming the worldwide juggernaut that it was during the Matt Smith era because it became readily available to people outside the UK and opened it up to a whole new audience, making it a massive contender at Comic-Cons for years. Like, Doctor Who had a strong presence at Comic-Cons a decade and a half ago because of Netflix. So I think that would be the best home for it because it helped make it into what it was for a long time.
That actually might be a good idea.
During that period of time, I was watching it on Sci-Fi Channel where it would premiere. That's where I watched it when it was new at the time.
No, I mean, it didn't air live there or anything, but the catalog was there.
Yeah. But so all three of these stories together shows you the state of Doctor Who. The man who was just responsible for its latest disaster has no idea what he created in the end there, has no idea where it's going. His whole plan was to just distance itself from its act, make it gay, and not have the original audience like it. And right now, where is the New Who catalog going to drop? Where's the ownership going to land? Because HBO Max didn't renew it.
It's
that's a
either
big
gonna
deal.
be Disney or Netflix. I completely forgot about Netflix originally having it.
Yeah.
That's where I first
Yeah,
watched.
Netflix had it.
Mhm.
Amazon Prime had it when I
Yeah.
first started watching the show, and then it came to HBO Max after it was kind of gone for a couple months there or a year there in between Prime and HBO Max. But yeah, it's been shopped around to all the majors at this
You
point.
know what would be a smart thing is whoever buys it and decides to buy it just does not go to Disney and say we don't want the rest of this shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be
That's
smart.
and just,
also
just
say,
take off the Jody stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just take off. You could keep the Jody part. Can we get a cheaper deal if you just keep Jody? We just want everything.
We want the
up to
10-season deal.
Yeah, we like that. Doctor Who, RIP Doctor Who. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade, and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.